Joe.
Your Eminence, I thank you for coming.
Cardinal Finnerty.
I know that this is delicate for you politically. That's why I thought it best that we don't meet at your office.
You're right, Joe. This whole flap has become a regular hot potato, image-wise. And it's very difficult for me, Joe. Now, you must know that. But the position of the Archdiocese has to remain unchanged. The Holy Mother Church simply cannot allow a man like Vincent Martine to be buried in consecrated ground.
I understand your position, but as I told Monsignor Kelly on the phone, I resisted coming to you for over a week. But Renee, Your Eminence, she's only 26. She's an innocent in all this.
Listen to me, Joseph. As your good friend who sat beside you on the Interfaith Council for 6 years, you must know I certainly don't wish any harm to come to Renee. But the church cannot yield to terrorism. I told Anthony Martine, Vincent's cousin. Vincent was a notorious sinner, and in addition, he died by his own hand, a suicide. He died unrepentant in a state of sin.
I'll pray for Vincent's soul every day, every hour, for the rest of my life.
He's not gonna get it, Joe. As a former Catholic, you know that. Here's a man who made no effort to lead a Christian life. He confessed to shooting 3 people. He was convicted. And rather than spend 1 day in jail, he laughed at the court and killed himself. If we allow Vinnie Martine to be buried in blessed ground, it's like we're saying to all the others, and to ourselves too, go ahead, laugh at God's commandments. It's okay, because in the end, something will be worked out.
I know. But what do I do? My kid.
You know what to do. You know where your power and your hope come from. Put your faith in him. Remember, he loves children. He watches out for them. We'll talk again, Joe. Remember, I'll always be there.
Could advance me plane fare till I get to L.A.
I'm afraid that's impossible, Mr. Rockford. Miss Lombard is in very serious trouble.
Well, I think you were right not to call the police. At least not yet. A guy like Tony Martine has to have his pockets full of cops.
How do you like this? All of a sudden, the gumshoe's dominating the conversation.
Yeah, you're so hot to get back to L.A.? Go ahead. Go surfing or join a cult or something. We don't need you here.
You just keep it up, son. I'm gonna find your off switch.
Hey, he's right. Knock it off, fellas. If I was Mr. Rockford, I'd have done exactly the same thing.
Did Martine give you any idea when he might call back?
And he said something about somebody being at the phone at all times. And if I gave him some good news, he'd let me talk to Renee again. And then he'd release her unharmed.
Any hunches where they might hold Renee?
I wonder where Vinnie Martine's body is right now.
They've been moving him from mortuary to mortuary. And then Tony said they ran out of their string. Something about some law governing the length of time that a funeral home could hold an uncremated or an unburied cadaver.
Well, they're gonna have to have Vinnie's body on ice. They gotta keep it cold someplace, and someplace private, too.
Yeah, that's right.
That's right, Rockford's right. Yeah, they probably got him in a house, in the basement, right? They keep putting ice on him like a beer cooler. That's how we do it.
Yeah, I know. You think another possibility might be a large freezer?
I say the thing is, Mick and I hit the streets. Check out our contacts, right? See if we get a line on a Martine Meat Company, a freezer house, like...
To what possible end?
Because it's better than sitting around and talking, that's
Yeah,
why.
right.
Well, yeah, that's not a bad notion. Not a bad notion at all. We'll stay here and watch the phone. You guys hit the bricks, okay?
Come through for you.
They mean well. Just a little limited, you know?
Who are they, anyway?
Well, to be perfectly honest with you, it beats me. Just a couple of guys from Newark.
Well, I don't know how much I'm going to be able to help you on this thing, Mr. Lombard. I mean, it's not my turf. I would like to give you the benefit of any experience that I might have had in this kind of thing.
Like what?
Well, first of all, and it's got to be your decision, but you should be thinking about contacting the FBI. And the stall is important. It buys you time to make some of the big decisions. So when Martine calls, you tell him that you haven't been able to get in touch with Cardinal Finnerty yet, but you're trying. You're trying very, very hard.